Good morning guys. I say good morning, but it's actually nearly 1:30 in the afternoon. But Reese and I are getting ready to head out to see Nugget's mum Zara and one of Zara's previous pups from a different litter called Lily. I think we're going to the same place we went to last time, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get a few little clips of them running around together and playing. But the weather is meant to be, it's forecast to rain a little bit. Fingers crossed the rain will hold off. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you along and try and get little clips of the dogs playing together because I really loved watching it back last time. And yeah, it's pretty much just going to be a Vizsla party. Let's get Nugget ready. I don't know where she's gone. Hello. Nugget. Hello, darling. Oh my god, Reese. I'll get you ready. Oh god. Let me get it on. Alright. This sounds like unique though. Oh my god. Dennis? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Hello. Come here, Pippa. Hello. Hello, Mama. Nugget doesn't even care about me. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nugget! This is awesome.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at it, look at her titties. Oh my god. I love that they do the same thing. Zara, run! Get it!
Yeah, they all go.
Go play!
Oh, Zara, you thief!
Nugget, get it! Get it! He's like, nah, you guys can work for it.
Zara always lets me do the hard work.
Yummies. No. Oh. Where are you going? Bye. Oh, I'm gonna run. She's like, what am I doing it now? Oh my god.
We can do that if I try.
Hello, gorgeous. Nugget always sniffs those patches.
I can do that if I try.
I know.
What are the chances of us getting them to sit together?
Nugget. What are you doing? Nugget, look. Nugget.
Zara! Nugget here. You're the only one not paying attention to what's happening.
Trying to get them sitting for a photo. It's not working.
Nugget, look! What's this?
Pippa's the only one sitting. Nugget.
Zara.
Nugget! Sit!
Zara, sit. Lily, sit.
Nugget.
Zara, you must really sit. Lily, sit. Wait, stay. Zara, stay. Stay, keep up, keep up. Stay.
Oh.
Sit.
Everyone sit. Sarah.
Nugget, you're letting us down.
Stay. Sarah, can you sit? Sarah, sit. Sit. Nugget, sit. Sarah, stay there. Sit.
Oh, that's so close.
It's gonna be impossible.
One good one. Running around here with this crazy.
Oh god. Hello.
Okay.
Hey. Oh. I think Zara ran into Lily.
Nugget got in trouble.
It's because she runs top of Nugget.
It's got 2 minutes.
She's got the zoomies. Oh my god. Nugget. Well, she's nice and wet now. Hey, Nugget. Oh, don't run away. Is it the echo? Nugget! No jumping! Oh, Nugget. No. Oh my god. She's like that loser kid at school who wants to join you.
Stop back.
Your little face. Look at you. Nugget, don't get jealous. Did you have fun, miss? Did you have fun? I'm so buggered, her eyes are closing. Where to start with this, but Friday afternoon we took Nugget out to go play with her mum, her sister and another older puppy. You know, they were running off lead, having a really good time. Yeah, it all seemed well. So then we got home, I got ready for my sister's birthday. We probably left at about, I think we left by about 6:30 Friday night. We got out for dinner. Reese and I went out afterwards and met up with some of our friends to have a little bit of a drink, a little bit of a dance, because we hadn't done that in a little while. And we got back home, I guess Saturday morning at about 2:30 in the morning. When we got home, we obviously went out to say hi to Nugget, give her some cuddles, like we usually do when we get home. And initially we thought it was just, you know, it was late at night, she was tired and just wanted to go to bed. Then we started, you know, putting bits of the puzzle together. I know she hadn't even eaten her dinner, which is not like her. Usually she would be running around, you know, very excited to see us, jumping up on us, wagging her tail like crazy. That's usually what happens when we got home and she hasn't seen us. But she wasn't doing any of that. Her tail was pretty much under her legs. She was almost like slouching, you could say. She seemed like she was limping, wasn't jumping around. Obviously she seemed happy to see us, but it wasn't how she usually is when she sees us. And it didn't take us very long to figure out that something just wasn't right. I'm usually more of the one to worry a bit more and overthink things, but it didn't take long for Reese to get really concerned, which obviously, for me, if Reese is concerned, then I'm even more concerned. So we brought her in, we started feeling around on her stomach. She kind of let out like a little yelp, so we weren't quite sure what was wrong at that point. We didn't know if she'd eaten something, if she had hurt herself on something. We just had no idea, but we knew something was not right because she just wasn't herself. And if you know anything about Vizslas, or if you've seen my other videos about her, they're crazy, they're very energetic. So obviously, you know, in the middle of the night, normal vets aren't open. And at this point we didn't know of any, they were close to us, that were 24 hours, so we had to rush her to an emergency 24-hour vet. I'm trying not to cry. We got there, they'd pretty much taken her in and said that they wanted to keep her there overnight because they wanted to do some scans, blood tests, just to figure out what was going on and to monitor her, because I'd said to them I didn't feel comfortable bringing her home for us to monitor, because obviously I don't know what I'm looking for and I don't know if she would get worse. And before we'd even left, I forgot to mention, she'd taken herself into her bed, didn't want to get up, wouldn't get out, which, yeah, it wasn't her usual way that she would act. Yeah, so we dropped her off at the emergency vet. We obviously went home. It was a very emotional day, let's just say that. Even just seeing Reese break down in tears, you know, made me want to just cry, but, you know, trying to keep myself, you know, put together so it didn't make him worse, or, you know, when one of us was crying, the other was just trying to be the stronger one to help support them. We came back home and we got a call from the emergency vet at about 8 in the morning. So they had done the blood test, but they hadn't had time yet to do the x-rays, and that the blood tests were relatively normal except for the fact that her electrolytes were low, which later made sense to us because we actually found vomit around the side of the house with lots of grass in it, so she'd vomited. The blood test also showed that her white blood cell count was high up, meaning that there was something going on that her body was trying to fight off. So they, you know, said to us that there might be, you know, if there was an obstruction, that they might need to consider doing surgery to remove whatever it is if it can't, you know, go out on its own. It's probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The vet had called us back saying that they'd done the x-rays and they found something in her small intestine that obviously wasn't supposed to be there. So they were speaking to us about that we pretty much only had two options. Option one was to get her into a surgery to remove it straight away, because the positioning where it was, they'd said it's not something that they could just, you know, give her laxatives for her to try and pass through naturally. And there was the risk of if we had left it, it could have ripped going between her small intestine and her large, which obviously could be fatal, and we didn't want to risk doing that. We also knew that she needed to go into a surgery, except the emergency vet we'd taken her to, you know, vets are expensive as they are, but the emergency vet, they charged us just over $2,000 just for her overnight stay, the monitoring and the tests that they'd done. Then they quoted that it could be up to $10,000 we'd need to spend if we were to stay and have the surgery with them, which obviously is a lot of money and a ridiculous amount of money to expect people to be able to spend. And so by that time it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think it was past 1 o'clock at this point, and the vet there had said it would be ideal to get her into the surgery before 2:30 at the latest. But we said we wanted to have a think about it, that we wanted to weigh up our other options in terms of taking her to a different vet who might be able to fit her in for cheaper. And obviously being a Saturday, lots of vets close early, or they don't have as many vets on, or just don't have the resources or capacity to help. So our usual vet couldn't fit us in, so we were calling quite a few different places who just said, you know, we just don't have the resources, I'm so sorry. But I got in contact with the girl who we'd gone on the walk with. She actually knows the breeder where we got Nugget from. I was messaging Casey about what was happening, and I checked that the other dogs we were on the walk with, they were fine, nothing was, you know, going on with them. And they give me the contact details for the vet that they usually use, the place where Nugget was born. So we rang them. For some reason they were able to take her, which for us was a complete relief because the emergency vet was wanting so much money. And already we were so overwhelmed and drained and very stressed about what was going to happen. So yeah, we rushed over to where Nugget was at the emergency vet and took her across to the new vet that was going to do the surgery for us. And obviously, you know, we felt a lot better taking her there because the breeder knew them, she was born there, and we knew that she was going to be in the best hands possible for a lot less of the cost that the emergency vet was quoting us. They got her in pretty much straight away, and yeah, even just leaving her there, it was so hard because, you know, for us, you know, we didn't have actual children yet. For us, Nugget is our baby, you know, she's our fur baby. We love her so much. So the fact that we had to leave her there, you know, obviously we knew she'd be okay, but you know, they said that she won't be able to come home for a few days, and you know, there's a risk always of having a pet or yourself going under any surgery and going, you know, under a general anaesthetic, because there's always risks. But we were just so worried, and we knew she was in the best care, but we knew, you know, we just wanted her home. And then seeing Reese just breaking down crying was really hard. Anyway, so we left, and by that point I think we didn't get home till about 5 PM, and I hadn't eaten all day because I was just way too anxious and nervous about what was going to happen. Fast forward to now, it's now 11:50 AM on Sunday, and I rang the vet and she's doing fine. I don't even know why I'm crying because she's doing really well. Apparently, you know, she's wagging her tail, she's not whining, but they're holding off giving her food till at least tomorrow, and they don't want us to visit her today. I said to myself to not cry in this video because she's gonna be okay. She's not gonna pass away or anything. She's fine. I just miss her and I want her home. But yeah, I rang today. She's doing really well. She's wagging her tail, not whining. They said it's probably best if we don't visit her today because apparently when we left before she had her surgery, it took her a while to settle down because she was, you know, didn't know where we were going and wanted us to come back. So they suggested for today maybe not to visit in case we get her too excited and happy, and we don't want her to move around too much and rip her stitches or anything. Because obviously the surgery she had, it was quite an invasive surgery, you know, they had to cut her open, cut into her actual intestines, and so it's obviously not a quick recovery. I don't want to do anything to jeopardise her recovering faster, because obviously if she goes backwards she has to stay at the vet and not at home. But yeah, so she's doing really well now, which is good. Hopefully we can visit her tomorrow or the next day, whenever it is, but she might not be able to come home for another 2 or 3 days, which is going to be hard. She's like my baby, like I just want her home. I know she's in the best care possible and she's a little trooper, she's going to get through it, it's fine. I'm really grateful that she's going to be okay because we didn't know, really, if we hadn't gotten her into the surgery, it could have ended a lot worse, which is kind of the scary part. Apparently what it was, or what the surgeon thinks the obstruction was, he didn't know for sure exactly what it was, but he described it as something about the size of the end of your thumb, a red chunk of a brick. So it wasn't even like a soft material or bark or anything, it was solid, so I don't know why she ate it. We don't know where she would have got it from, and at the end of the day it doesn't really matter because she was still unwell. There's nothing that we could have done to stop it from happening, really. But obviously in the future we're going to be a lot more attentive and try and pick up on signs a little bit sooner if we can, but we just didn't know, because we thought when she went back home from the walk whether it was obstructing her then. She was pooped because she was so exhausted from running around, so we just thought she was tired from that. But yeah, even when we were out with our friends, you know, we've got cameras at our house, so when we're not home we can always check the cameras and see what she's doing. And there was at one point she was lying down in a spot on the side of the house on the tan bark where we've never seen her lie before. We just thought it was funny at the time, thinking, oh, why is she lying there? It's a bit weird. But now kind of looking back, we don't know if she was lying there because she was just too exhausted or in pain and couldn't walk up to her bed. All's good now. It's more just a waiting game now until she can come home. Once she comes home, it's going to be kind of just playing it day by day on making sure that someone's home with her. So whether Reese and I need to take some time off work to prevent her from not being home by herself. She'll have a cone on, but obviously we don't want her to be running around or somehow get her cone off and lick the spot and get it infected. But yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to sit down today to talk about, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, especially when she comes home. But yeah, she'll be okay. Reese and I will be okay, and I'm sure she'll be back to her usual self in no time. Yeah, I'll try and get some clips of her coming home so this video kind of, I know, it ends on a happy note, because I don't want it to end on me crying to the camera. And obviously I haven't put any makeup on today because it pretty much sums up how I've been for the last couple of days. Yeah, so I'll definitely keep you guys updated a little bit later on, and yeah, show you some clips of her coming home back to where she should be. Look who we have home. Nugget. I know. I know. Are you happy to be home? Are you happy to be home?
And our lovely $5,000 rock.
That's what she ate. That's what they got out of her stomach.
Oh yeah, you want to eat this too, yeah?
No way.
Snack.
We're very glad that she's home. I think she is too. She went straight outside, did about 2 big pees, and did a tiny, tiny little poop. You back home now? You silly girl.